Hello and welcome to e-GMAT. We will solve question number 112 of OG Verbal second edition by using e-GMAT three-step process. In the first step, we will understand the meaning of the sentence. In the second, we will evaluate the errors in the sentence, and finally, we will review all the answer choices to get to the correct answer. So let's begin. In the 1980s, the federal government was the largest single provider of daycare for children, offering childcare, health and educational services to hundreds of thousands of children from poor households through the Head Start program, and which supported private daycare facilities through child care tax credits, state block grants, and tax breaks for employers who subsidized daycare services. This sentence presents a fact. It says that in the 1980s, the federal government was the largest single provider of daycare for children, which offered childcare, health and educational services to hundreds of thousands of children from poor households through the Head Start program, and which supported private daycare facilities through childcare tax credits, state block grants, and tax breaks for employers who subsidized daycare services. Now let us evaluate the errors by splitting this sentence into its clauses. So here comes the first clause. In the 1980s, the federal government was the largest single provider of daycare for children, offering childcare, health and educational services to hundreds of thousands of children from poor households through the Head Start program. And here the federal government is the subject and was is the verb. Presence of which brings us to another clause that reads, which supported private daycare facilities through child care tax credits, state block grants, and tax breaks for employers who subsidize daycare services. Here, which is the subject and supported is the verb. Now, the federal government did two things as the largest single provider of daycare for children: offering child care and which supported private daycare facilities. Now notice that these two entities are grammatically not parallel. The first entity has been written in verb ing modifier form, whereas the second entity has been written in the relative noun clause form. Also notice that which supported private daycare facilities, that is the second entity, lies in the non-underlined portion of the sentence. Hence, offering, which is written in the verb ing modifier form, has to be changed into the relative noun clause form to make both these entities grammatically parallel to each other. So we have parallelism issue in this sentence. Also notice that the underlined portion of the sentence appears to be correct, but the sentence on the whole is not correct due to the parallelism issue. So it is very important to look at the entire sentence and not just focus on the underlined portion. Let us now run the POE to find out which answer choice rectifies this parallelism error. Well, choice A does not, as we just discussed. Choice B is also incorrect because here which clause seems to modify 1980s, that makes this entire choice illogical. Choice C also has parallelism issue. Here and offer is not grammatically parallel to which supported. Choice D is also incorrect because it repeats the same parallelism error as in choice A. So now we are left only with choice E, and choice E is the correct answer because now offering has been changed into which offered, and now both the entities are grammatically parallel to each other. So choice E is the correct answer for this sentence. This brings us to the takeaway messages. In a parallel list, the entities should be logically as well as grammatically parallel to each other. Also, the modifiers in a sentence must be placed correctly to convey the intended logical meaning of the sentence. Also, it is very essential to review the complete sentence to understand the structure and the linkages. Do not just focus on the underlined portion of the sentence. The concepts tested in this sentence have been covered in e-GMAT Concepts Level 1, Parallelism, Identify and Correct, Level 1, Parallelism Helpful Tips, and Level 2, Modifiers, Relative Pronouns.